Hi guys, I'm welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking, and today I want to talk about Patty Jenkins and her comments got to do with Wonder Woman. And seemingly Patty Jenkins after Wonder Woman 3 will step away as the director, and that will be her finale. That will be her trilogy set in stone as the Wonder Woman director. And look, Wonder Woman 1 was a very good film. It did very well at the box office. Critically, it also did well, but it also had a bit of tempering, seemingly by Jeff Johns. Of course, it had to be Jeff Johns, especially in the final act of that film, which was reshot and rechanged and refixed by him, who got involved in a lot of things. And she has liked numerous tweets got to do with Jeff Johns kind of being a bad person or being trouble on set and things like that. So she seemingly does not like Jeff Johns whatsoever. She always has good things to say about Zack Snyder, but she hasn't been very openly talking about the Schneider Cut or anything like that. She's always kind of focused on her own thing, and there's an Amazonian film, an origin film that's going to happen seemingly. I don't know if that will happen. I don't know if it will have much appeal in terms of general audience. I still have doubts that will be a live action movie. I think it could be an animated series or maybe even an HBO Max or original going forward. But she is prepared to step away after Wonder Woman 3, and this is what she had to say. Wonder Woman 1984 gave me a chance to do a lot of things that I couldn't accommodate in the first movie. I was so happy to tell the Wonder Woman origin story. It was almost her birth, but we really haven't seen what she is capable of. It is exciting for me to show her at the peak of her strength, but it is also very important that she fights an internal struggle. She is a goddess and tries to help humanity. She is not only someone who fights evil, she tries to show bad people how to improve. It's an interesting dilemma. And Patty Jenkins seems to really get the character of Wonder Woman, and this is why I love DC characters a little bit more than MCU characters and how they're portrayed on the big screen. That internal struggle. We all go through an internal struggle in life. We all go through problems. Things affect us. Things kind of question our morality. Things kind of question how we should be as people. And we have guilt and we have feelings and we have that internal struggle all the time. And that's why I love DC characters. You look at Batman vs Superman. You look at Man of Steel. Look at the Dark Knight trilogy. You even look at the old Batman films, the old Superman films. That internal struggle is as a core element of those films. And the characters really question themselves. And are they really heroes at the end of the day, or are they just bad people in a cape? And that gets me interested in those movies that's being told, and Zack Snyder does a very good job of that in my opinion, not only in his comic book movies but also in his own movies, his other movies. So she seems to really understand and get the character a lot, but she says that she's really happy that she got to tell the origin story, the birth of Wonder Woman, but also she wants to tell more. She says that she's capable of way more. She's more strength, and she wants to show that she's a goddess, and she wants to help humanity, but she can also show people the right path, even the bad people. So that gets me interested for Wonder Woman 84. Will she try and convert Cheetah from a bad person to a good person? Will she try and help more people in that light and in that way? That would be interesting. But it is an interesting dilemma, as she said, and it really gets me interested for Gal Gadot, because she has experienced the movie now. She's got to do the Schneider Cut, Batman vs Superman, her own solo film. So she really should be getting into the character a little bit more here, and so should Patty Jenkins. They'll have a little bit more freedom than the first one. The first one made a lot more money. She'll have a lot more budget for this one and more freedom to kind of show what she can do with the character, and that's why it gets me interested, because she gets that kind of room, that wiggle room that she didn't have before. Because before she was the director, a female director, and there was probably a lot of implications from men, from the studio, from Jeff Johns. But now with this one, she has a little bit more control, and she probably feels that and gets to make kind of a better film than the one she got to make in 2017. He goes on to say, the next one is probably my last Wonder Woman movie, so I have to put everything I want to show there. We have to think carefully. So that's interesting. She wants to step away after Wonder Woman 3. And I like when a director gets to complete their trilogy. I think sometimes trilogies, when they have a different director for maybe the first one, the second one, or the third one, it kind of gets a little bit messy, and sometimes that vision is tampered with a little bit. You look at the Star Wars trilogy done by Disney with J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, and then J.J. Abrams. It doesn't really flow in the way that they should. At least Patty Jenkins will have her elements, her crew, her people involved in the way she wants to shoot it. So the next one is probably going to be her last. She'll probably be a producer on that Amazonian film or TV show, whatever it's going to be. So she's going to put everything she can into Wonder Woman 84 and then the last one. So maybe, I don't think Wonder Woman 84 is going to come out this year. Maybe a little bit in Europe, but definitely not in the US. I don't think a big global release of the film is going to happen. I think it will be pushed into 2021. Big time. We could have Wonder Woman and we could have Justice League coming out in the same year, just like we were supposed to have in 2017. How freaky and how weird is that? But anyway, her last one, and look, I would be sad to see her leave the comic book movie genre, but I think she's doing a very, very, very good job. Jenkins also says the first movie was a coming of age. It was Diana becoming Wonder Woman. She was very naive and she didn't understand the complexities of life. A fish out of water. In this movie, that's not the case whatsoever. Diana has evolved. She's much more mature and very wise. However, she's very lonely. She lost all of her team members and she's guarded, and then something crazy happens. So she's going to be lonely in this world in 1984. She's still probably mourning over the loss over her love, missing her family back in her homeland. So going forward, it's going to be interesting to see Diana, but she's a little bit more used to human life. And of course, Steve Trevor will be the fish out of water. This time, he will be the one who doesn't understand this world, and she will have to explain to him. It's kind of like a vice versa thing, a switch of the roles, which would be interesting to see. And I think there's going to be some very good comedic moments in that also, just like there was in the first one. Not in your face, not over the top, but some very good subtle ones. And yeah, she's a lot more wiser. She understands the world. She understands who she is a little bit more and the responsibility that she has. But I'm also just interested to see the complexity of her hid away from society. She lost all her friends back in World War II, was it? World War One, sorry, I forget. World War II, I want to say. But, or World War One. Oh, I'll say World War One. But you'll correct me in the comments. But she lost her friends, the people she fought with. You know, she really did. And has to be a struggle for her. This has to be an internal struggle. The loss of these people who she loved, who she got on with, and the people who she fought side by side. And it kind of resembles what we're going to see in the future with Diana in terms of Zack Snyder's Justice League. She has this new crew to fight with, this new team, and I'm also interested to see in Justice League if she deals with that in a certain way that's hard for her in case she loses these people, because she cares for them. She cares for Bruce. She wants to do the right thing for Superman and Lois. So that's also something that could link up very well. And I know it's called Wonder Woman 84, and there's some things change in terms of the suit a little bit brighter and things like that. But I think this will link up with Zack Snyder's Justice League very well in terms of her struggle, in terms of what she's going through. But all in all, the Wonder Woman 84 trailers have been absolutely brilliant. The posters have been brilliant. I absolutely can't wait. Kristen Wiig as Cheetah, Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. I think it has the potential to be a very, very good film. The trailers look brilliant, and I can't wait to see more at DC Fandom. Unfortunately, I don't think it will come out this year, but hopefully I am wrong. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on Patty Jenkins' comments on the Wonder Woman film and her leaving the role after Wonder Woman 3. Will you be sad to see her go? Do you think she should take up the mantle with some other comic book movie character, or should she go her own way and do her own thing in terms of making other cinematic movies? I think that's what she kind of needs, and maybe she'll get the hunger to come back. I think maybe she should try and do another film before she does Wonder Woman 3, so she gets that appetite for cinema making again. A lot of directors have done that. You've done Christopher Nolan, who always did something in between the Dark Knight trilogy. You got Taika Waititi. These guys who were good comic book movie directors did something different to kind of quench their thirst for filmmaking and brought new ideas to the table. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Come give a like, comment, subscribe. Come follow me on all the social medias and come and talk to me about the one thing we love, which is movies. I'll always reply. I'll always engage with you. You are my friend. You are my movie friends, no matter where you are in the world. Until next time, guys, remember, 1984 is coming in 2021 or 2020, depending on COVID.